Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we got some plugs. So I made a big order of connectors. Do I need this many? No, but it's nice to have some backups. Kind of like for this reason. You know, constantly adding stuff, changing stuff. Maybe one plug has 2 pins and now it needs 4 or 3 or whatever the case is. So ordered a bunch of extra plugs. Got a couple, or I'm sorry, just one plug that needs redone underneath the dash from the last video. Well, a couple videos ago, but the last updated video of the car. So we're gonna go ahead and get that on, and then honestly, I'm not really sure what's gonna be the next thing on this video. This is just kind of a beginning filler. Honestly, probably the next thing, I don't know if we're doing that in this video yet or not, but probably gonna start redoing the wiring. Car needs to be rewired for the main wire, the ground and the power wires. Those need reran. Obviously, if you guys have kept up to date or know what's been going on with the car, I'm gonna go ahead and fix all that wiring while we're in the downtime season, and then not really sure what's going to be after that. So, but we'll get it in what we got. So, see you on the next clip, whatever we're doing. We're just gonna put a 2-pin on there. I was gonna do a 4, but I'm like, as of right now, this thing's not getting any turn signals anytime soon. So I have just decided just to leave it as is. Got that on there. Oh, I did all that and I still put it in the wrong. Go ahead and stick that in there. Actually, I've done that before and it's worked. I don't know why it ain't working now. There we go. Now, all the wiring over on this side is now done. Only thing I need to do is unfortunately I gotta cut this zip tie and then add this in there, and then all that stuff will be done. Obviously, I'm not sure where I left off on that other clip, but and or if I even talked about it. So we cleaned up that wiring down in there. If you can see it, it looks a little bit better and somewhat organized. So don't know if you guys were following or paying attention at that time. So had some battery cable issues on the battery on this thing. The cable ends corroded because they were open-ended and from being in the rain and everything else, being transported all the time, sitting outside from time to time. Maybe not so much sitting outside, but those cables getting wet and everything. We kind of rigged some stuff up. The alternator gave out, and then I started having more problems, and I'm wondering if maybe the alternator really isn't actually bad, and that it is good. I don't know yet if that's the case, but anyways, I robbed the cable off of the alternator that had just quit and ran it to my power supply down in here. As you can see, I changed nothing but other than run it through the firewall. As you see over here, there's another one. Well, this is the old one. This is the one that had corrosion all outside of it. I still plan on running it that way. I'm gonna get this one out of the engine bay, and maybe put this one back over by the alternator to see if we can fix it. I didn't cut it or trim it or anything. I had just enough. So obviously it runs through this grommet. I can't really see it, but it runs through this grommet thing, goes back out into the engine bay, which obviously the hood's closed. So we'll open the hood. Oh, look at that. Anyways, so right now this is just how it's ran. But and then it runs inside this fender here, or this well behind the fender, and then comes out. You can get this off, and then comes out over here. I could show you a better video or picture here in a little bit, but that's our plan for this. For the rest of this video, we're going to go ahead and get this all redone and configured, and get the wiring all cleaned up. That way it's done, don't have to worry about it anymore. Also, I did have to replace the starter wire too, so oh, it's not even tight. It's because I put this little cap on it. Sorry, I put that little cap on it so you can't really see it too well. I think I'm just gonna leave that off. The new ends are perfect. I don't think I'm gonna run. I don't know if I'm gonna use that or not, or if I'm just gonna make a new wire and run it like how I had. So, but we'll go ahead and get this old wiring out and then continue on. So, video is more or less more about wiring today, a little bit, and I know it's not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing, you know. Obviously, if you guys saw the last video of the Tundra, super unfortunate. Still don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Right now, it's not the main priority. Like I said, I have most of the stuff to fix what we have, and the stuff that I needed was fairly inexpensive. So, you know, there's definitely some stuff to think about and do. There's plenty of things to do on this, especially, and then trying to figure out how we're going to get to the track next year. I'm not too terribly worried about that right now. That's kind of a future me problem right now. So, but we're going to go ahead and fix the wiring on this and then keep going. So I'll get you guys all set up. We'll go ahead and get this fender off and get the bumper off and then start tearing apart the wiring. Let's get to it. So now we're on the inside. Now we gotta pull those wires. So we gotta loosen this stuff up. Should be another one. Yep. So there's two. And now, so this one is my fan, and then this one should be my water pump. So go ahead and loosen those. I think I have this set up where you have to take it all the way off. And then now, alright, put that over there. Alright, now that we got those, and this is loose, should be able to just pull these wires Yep, able to pull them both out. And this is already loose. Start there. Just a second. Turn this camera on. Start recording from out here. I got some recording glasses on, so I'm hoping that the content is a little bit better. So, go ahead and pull all this stuff through. Now that we got that, I like how I did that, but I didn't finish it there. That's okay. And then, oh look, I already got it labeled and stuff down here. Oh nice. Anyways, so we'll go ahead and just pull go ahead and pull this stuff through. Actually, probably should wait. Go ahead and pull that off too. And honestly, I'll go ahead and start pulling all this through. Obviously, now that I'm looking at the wiring, unfortunately, I think I'm just going to go ahead and redo all of this. This is some pretty ugly wiring, if I might say. I think I'm just going to redo this because this is awful looking. Didn't realize that how bad this harness looked. I mean, it's cut and everything else, and I think the safest thing to do here is just run brand new wires to that, and then maybe making a good grounding spot on the fan and stuff. I'm just going to relocate all that stuff to over here probably. That way I don't have to worry about that. So, yeah. Let's get to that. I'm going to get a game plan together and kind of figure out where I'm going to go.